Okay, guys. I don't know whether some of you are aware or not, but there's a solar eclipse going on right now. Some of you may be able to see it, some may not. I can't see it because I've got this mist has been descending all night, and I've just woken up and I can't see shit. Can you believe it? Covered up, guys. Loads of volcanoes going off. I'll leave you a few links that you might be interested to go and have a look at. Yeah, quite a lot of activity. Today's also a significant day. So is every day. Because I got up. I don't know what's going on, but I slept last night. I didn't get up till 8 o'clock. I did wake up a few times to check the seismograph and my compass. Just to check I'm still breathing or I'm actually here. Someone has also mentioned, quite a big channel, that the movie Wizard of Oz, the Tin Man is waving around a handgun. That's right, guys. A handgun. And he's freaking out about it. I think it's Dutch science. Dutch science. You know the cosmograph guy, whatever he does. Part shill, part human, part real kind of person. Yeah. The Tin Man waving around a handheld firearm. One person's come back and said, I remember I seen once where this person remembers the Tin Man with a gun, but only one scene for 1 second, not a whole clip of him waving around a handgun. And then obviously someone suggesting that CERN's got something to do with it, time zones, Mandela effect, the list goes on. But I'm definitely sure about time. I mean, if I had the time to work out how to manipulate time using all the knowledge that I've got and other people, a few heads together, you could work out anything. Just chewing the fat over with a few spliffs and a bit of fine wine, you know? Sure, we could work it out. And then we can put it to the Seven Sisters, the elders, the women, to see what they think. Let them chew on it for a bit and then come back. You can do anything. Especially if you had hundreds of thousands of years. Flipping heck. I mean, how are we supposed to catch up with these people? Whew. But I think we're doing all right, to be honest with you. Considering how many people who are awake on different, I don't like using the word levels, but on different planes. And a few interpretations I've got about the Bible, and like I said, I've only been studying it since March the 16th, or whatever it was, before Babylon come round. So I'm used to this as anybody else, but lots of other religions, which you've got to look at all of them. They're all relevant. But I think I don't think. Or, you know, when in the Bible it says something about it takes someone to the mountaintop and shows them what's going to happen, or what is happening, or what has happened. I don't know which. And there's some pretty horrific scenes. I mean, if you've read the Bible or any book, you'll know what it says about what could potentially be the beginning of time. Not the end of time, the beginning. Yeah? And I watched this video of this guy, and he had a really troubled heart. There's several videos being made now. I've seen a pattern where people are not so much struggling, but kind of, they know more stuff than most people. And it's a heck of a burden. Because if I don't tell you what I've been shown, or these other guys, like Mr. McClellan, people like that, loads of them. And stay away from Begley as well, by the way. This guy Begley with his sunshades on, selling air purifiers before. Just don't bother with that guy. He's a complete 100% shill. And he's just repeating half of what I say, to be honest with you. I'm not even joking. And I've had this phenomenon before where people have started channels using my content. Because it's not just me that's noticed it. So devil's full at work here. And don't forget the telephone you've got in your hand is connected to CERN. And we're always in charge of CERN. And he's not a very nice chap. Anyway, I got shown something. And it troubled me. It's been troubling me for ages. Even though I knew anyway, I didn't really go too much into the statistics and things like that as to... I just didn't want to look too deep because I kind of knew anyway. And then it was shown to me in detail a graph illustration pointing out how many buildings would collapse, population displacement, fatalities. It was just so in-depth. I couldn't believe my eyes. My jaw was dropping as I was reading. And then he reads out the fatalities within the first 15 minutes or something like that, best of my recollection. And when I seen it, my heart dropped like a stone. He could have knocked me down with a feather, the feather of Mart. But what disturbed me more was the fact that I heard somebody laugh, giggle. Straight after I heard the fatality figures. And so my stomach dropped to the floor. And then this person laughed. And the person who shown this to me had one eye. Well, he had two eyes, but clearly one had been damaged or gouged out and replaced with another one. Now, if you're into these realms, that's a biblical illustration of a biblical figure. But I've seen it. I can only tell you what I've seen. And I've not told anybody. I've told people other things what I've been shown. I've been took to this mountain, I'm sure of it, and shown. That's the impression I'm getting. If you get where I'm coming from. It's like when people say, oh, Jesus cured the blind. Well, my interpretation of that is that Jesus was awake. He knew what was going on with Babylon and all the rest of it. And he was walking around and he was telling people what they're doing and what's coming. And nobody believed him. However, when he did manage to convince someone, and someone did open their eyes to the deceit, then they were given the ability to see. In other words, they were given sight. So I just interpret it as a metaphor that Jesus going around making the blind see. He probably could do that anyway, but that's my interpretation of it. When he lifts the scales off, the seals off your eyes, and you're able to see. You get me? Makes perfect sense to me. And also, this other guy that inspired me to make this video, because I tell you what, guys, that was tough saying that. I'm not even kidding you. I'm still upset now saying it because I remember it was just unbelievable. Oh yeah, the reason I'm saying it, and the reason why I do what I do, and make these videos to just tell you the things that come to me. I mean, even I'm amazed at some of the information that I'm able to discern. All right, so, and not all of them are downloads, by the way. I know people get downloads, but I do get some downloads. But this is a discernment I've been gathering since I've been 4 or 5 years old. I've questioned everything. I've never fitted in. I think people are mainly quite mean, generally, I'm afraid. And anyone with any spirit or bit of life in them, they have to be extinguished. This is what these people like to do. Well, it kind of like it did a good job of me, but I was always sat there in reserve waiting for my day, for our day, for all those people like me who's somehow not quite fitted in because you have to dumb down your own conversation just to fit into these people's material worlds. It's never been my thing. Even when I was 14, I told you on another video, I was sat around this posh girl's house, just for want of a better phrase, in a big house, parents and all the rest of it, and I looked around and thought, oh my days, they are expecting me to achieve this kind of opulence, what I'm sat in. And I knew I didn't want to do it, because I'm not stupid. And I wrote a poem in the lounge while the parents were sat there, and it was something along the lines, I can't remember it, but one of the lines was something along the lines of, will I fit my social slot? You know, will I conform and put myself in a pigeonhole? And I wrote it and I gave it to my girlfriend and she gave it to her mum, and her mum was a school teacher at the time, and I don't think, well, her mum's face told me that she wasn't really too keen on me going out the door anymore. Let's say that. You got to laugh, haven't you? You have got to laugh. But yeah, that was tough telling you that, and because I mean, come on. I mean, I hope I don't get many views on it from this video. But oh yeah, like I said, if I don't tell you this stuff, when I get to heaven or the gate or whatever anybody else wants to think it is, I don't care. But somewhere better than this. And I'm at the gate and he says, right, what have you done? Say for instance. And I said, oh, I've done this, I've done that. He said, did you tell people about what you were shown, about what was going to happen on the West Coast? And I said, no, because I thought they knew it anyway because they watch other channels. I can just imagine the look on his face. Something along the lines of, okay, so you saved your ass because you knew what was coming. Because don't forget, what's going to happen on the West Coast is going to affect what's happening at my river down the road there. All right? So the answer to that is that's what I'm telling you. But it's with a very heavy heart because I felt sick for days afterwards. And then I got attacked spiritually after that, right after that as well. Because I'd opened myself up because my empathy was massive. And I got spiritually attacked. I felt the spirit inside my body. I've had lots of fist fights. I've been a boxer. I've done all those things. But to be spiritual attacked from within and actually feel it and be aware of it and its presence and what it's trying to do takes another kind of inner strength, let me tell you now. There ain't no fists or kicks going to get you out of that one, I can tell you. Pure, unadulterated faith. That's the only thing. And I can tell you right now that if I didn't have any faith whatsoever and I was attacked spiritually like that, I wouldn't be able to cope with it because I wouldn't know what to do, and it would have destroyed me and eaten me inside. But I'm here and I'm strong and I ain't going nowhere. And I'm 55 and I'm singing better than I've ever sang. Oh, by the way, when I come out of that mental home, just tried to stick me in for 28 days, I came home. The day later, I got my guitar out and put the radio on and sang for 6 hours straight, solid. So much so the neighbour come up downstairs and suggested that I go on to Britain's Got Talent, which clearly I'm not, and I never would. I wouldn't sell my singing voice, but nothing, mate. Anyway, I love you guys. Peace out.